You know what I'm having right now? Some insane deja vu, because we have seen this from Shiba Inu before, and it has actually led us on some nice rallies. And I want to talk about whether that's going to happen once again here. We're actually getting our third straight green day, which is a great sign. And we have something that's coming this week that could, in fact, cause a little bit more green in the crypto market. We're going to talk about all that and more in this video. So again, if you guys haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell if you guys are enjoying the content. That'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So we're still in the process of building this inverse head and shoulders. SHIB is in fact in the overbought range in the daily stochastic RSI, but on the bullish side of things. And I will say here on the weekly as well, we're starting to flip around. We are starting to correct. And on our weekly close, I wouldn't be surprised by us targeting the signal line a little more. Could this in fact be where the Shiba Inu pivot is taking place? We'll have to watch and wait and see how that progresses. But I can't help but feel like we have seen this play out before for Shiba Inu. 3 straight green days. I will say I've had some PTSD from 3 straight green days before. We've seen that where we've had dumps following that. But in this formation in general, we have actually seen this a couple times in recent term. In fact, we had one back here in the early part of April. We had one back here in the early part of March. Both of those led to nice rallies for Shiba Inu. Both times it was actually fighting this 20-day moving average. For example, just to give you guys a little context, the most recent time it did this and broke it, Shiba Inu ran 25%. The next time it did this is kind of hard to measure here. The next time it did this, it ran 20%. Could we potentially see a 20% breakout ahead from Shiba Inu breaking its 20-day moving average? That wouldn't really be that surprising at all. In fact, probably be targeting around its 200-day moving average. That would be a very focal point. Just so everybody's aware, that would be kind of around 40145. Not saying it has to do that for sure, but just to kind of show you guys what this may in fact look like. Not to get anybody too excited or worked up here, but this might be what is in our not so distant future here. This is actually showing sometime in the early part of July. Now, again, we still have a lot of work to do. There's a lot of progress that has to be made in the early part of the week. I do have to say that Michael Saylor did come out and basically hint that he's going to be buying on Monday. So maybe we see a little bit of a drop to start the week. But I will say also what is very consistent at those times to now is we were on the verge of a USDT breakdown. You guys can see that back here in the late part of March was when we were starting to make that break for SHIB. We actually saw a USDT dominance breakdown. Same thing here in the later part of April. This is right when SHIB started making that extension, saw a USDT dominance breakdown. And right now, we are actually broken down below this trend line. Could we be on the verge of an extension down in terms of USDT dominance? Are we about to see a bunch of capital start to flow back into the crypto market? It is 100% possible. Now, this week is going to bring us some more macro data. The market likes macro data as long as the data is good. And that's the big question. Are we going to see good data once again? Now, what you need to be aware of is on Thursday, because July 4th is a Friday and that's a holiday, so they're not going to do it on Friday. On July 3rd, we are going to get the next jobs report. The jobs report have had significant impacts in the performance of the market. If we do, in fact, get a good jobs report, we will probably see some movement in the market. All right. And it's a question of how do we move in the week heading into that? Do we see the market pump as the week progresses and maybe get a sell the news event? We'll have to obviously monitor that as the week progresses. Maybe SHIB is already broken out and starting to make some significant moves, but that is something we need to watch. I do have to say, like I talked about in my ADA video earlier today, BTC on the verge of a breakout right now. Maybe we get a little bit of a tease, right? Maybe we get a little bit of a fake out, right? A run, and then maybe some sell off on that news, right? There's tons of possibilities here, but we're doing some good things. I will say SHIB still hovering around the lowest exchange supply ever. We've once again set a new all-time high in terms of holders. We've actually just crossed 1.517 million for the first time ever. So this is exactly what we want to see right now. And guys, this is all happening on lower volume, $68 billion in daily trading volume over the last 24 hours. SHIB once again hitting that quiet mark. Guys, when SHIB hits this quiet mark, what has it done historically? It is heated up and it's tended to be green following this. So we'll just see what happens. But I appreciate you guys as always. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think happens as we close today, this weekly candle on a green note? And do we start this next week green as well? So have a great day. Show your love below. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.